Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome into the live desk. Let's get right to it. So the polls are officially open. Jackson County voters, the decision on whether or not to recall Frank White is up to you. Now, some of you will start making that decision today as no excuse early voting started this morning.
And with that being said, we are joined now by KCTV5's Nathan Brennan, who joins us from Lee's Summit this morning. He is continuing our coverage. He is just off 470 and Woods Chapel Road. Nathan, again, voting has officially started. What are you seeing? What are you hearing from people that have made their way to the polls this morning?
Well, Janae, we've started to see a few people trickle in for that no excuse early absentee voting, which is your reminder that there are locations in Jackson County and Kansas City that you can cast that ballot early before Election Day on September 30th. But we're going to go to the expert this morning, Tammy Brown, the director of the Jackson County Election Board. Tammy, we appreciate you as always joining us this morning. Tell me a little bit more about the turnout this morning and what people need to know if they start heading this way.
We did. We had a pretty good steady turnout this morning when we opened. We opened about 8:25 because we had people waiting, and we, boom, right off the bat had 50 by 9 o'clock. So, and it has been a steady flow since we opened. So, and it's the first day, and we'll see how it goes the next 2 weeks.
Tell me a little bit more, too, about the distinction between Kansas City and Jackson County, because I know sometimes that can be a little bit confusing.
It is. Kansas City Election Board handles all voters that live in Kansas City proper. We are the entirety of eastern Jackson County. So Green Valley, Grandview, Independence, Lee Summit, anything in eastern Jack that does not sit in Kansas City proper is ours.
And then what are the two locations, if you live in eastern Jackson County, you can go to?
Eastern Jackson County, our main office down the road, 110 North Liberty, off the square. It's just west of the square. And in eastern Jack, out on Woods Chapel, 500 Northeast Woods Chapel, the Community of Christ Church.
And Tammy, I know we were talking a little bit before this that this is a little bit of a unique election for you all, a recall election, something that we haven't really ever seen in Jackson County. Talk to me a little bit more about some of the challenges and some of the differences maybe from this compared to a general election.
Right. Now, this election was court ordered by a judge, so it's not the first Tuesday after the first Monday. It's in a month, September 30th. All the polling locations will be open election day, just like they are for any other election. But there is nothing else allowed on this ballot like other elections. People 10 weeks out certify to us, we put it on a ballot. This is a one question only election. So we've got the 2 weeks, no excuse absentee starting today, and then everyone should have gotten a letter in the mail explaining what was on for September 30th and what's on for November 4th. Because we wanted our voters to know that there are two county-wide elections coming up, September and November.
So there's just one question that's going to show up on your ballot. Should be a pretty quick process. Next 2 weeks is that no excuse absentee voting.
Correct.
Then Election Day on September 3rd. What should people know for those specific dates?
On September 30th?
On September 30th.
Just bring your ID and go to your poll. Make sure you've got your ID updated. If it expired before last November's election, you cannot use your driver's license. It has to have expired after the election. So that's one major thing that people don't know. And it has to be a Missouri driver's license. It cannot be any other state. It can't be Kansas. It has to be a Missouri. But you can also use a passport.
Last question I have for you, Tammy. What turnout are we expecting for this election? Do we have any idea?
Well, we ordered enough ballots for 50% turnout, which we knew probably would not happen. But if things keep picking up, maybe 20-25%. We're hoping, because we put a lot of work into this election, so we're hoping our voters turn out.
I guess we just have to wait and see, right?
Have to wait and see.
Tammy, we appreciate you as always. Again, this is one of two locations in eastern Jackson County where you can cast your ballot. As a reminder, too, if you live in Kansas City, there are 7 of those locations. You can find all of that information on our website as well.
All right, Nathan, thank you again for getting those questions answered for our voters. We're going to let you go and continue to see how things are going out there. So just bringing you all back here into the studio with us here at the live desk. Now, we did hear from County Executive Frank White himself last night at a town hall ahead of this no excuse early voting starting today for his recall election. Here's what he had to say.
I've been here 10 years. I didn't just get stupid overnight. You know, I've been at this thing and working hard at this thing, and when I came into this office, it was a mess. And I worked hard the last 10 years to turn things around.
Frank's recall is
And you
about.
can find also a one-on-one interview. Our KCTV5 investigative reporter Samantha Boring did sit down with Frank White, and you can find that interview on KCTV5 Plus and also on our website. But also keep in mind that tomorrow is the last day to request an absentee mail-in ballot if you don't want to go in person. Now, this is a reminder too for anyone heading to a polling location. As you just heard, you will need either a driver's license or a passport. The Kansas City voters have several polling locations, while Jackson County has a spot in Independence and Lee's Summit. Election day to decide if White gets to stay or is removed is set for September 30th.
And again, directing you to our website, kctv5.com. Also, if you have the KCTV5 News app, but this is the top story, everything you need to know, including that website, or the interview, I should say, the one-on-one interview, the sit-down interview with KCTV5 investigative reporter Samantha Boring is in that story that Taylor just mentioned. Now, Taylor, let's move on to our map legal challenges.
All right, so legal challenges, they are piling up against Missouri's recently approved new congressional map. That's been another big story here lately. 3 lawsuits are aiming to push back, claiming it's unconstitutional. In addition, a petition is underway to put the map up to a statewide vote. It'll need more than 100,000 signatures. Governor Mike Kehoe has still not signed the new map, but he could any day now, and it is set to go into effect December 11th if he does sign it, unless the courts or petitions stop it.
The Chiefs and the Royals are in season, as we know, but we are still waiting to see where they will play ball for years to come. Kansas and Missouri have both sent offers to entice the teams, but today a lawsuit challenging Missouri's plan heads back to the courtroom. 2 lawmakers and a citizen are suing the state for its stadium bill. Missouri lawmakers passed the legislation this summer. The lawsuit claims it is unconstitutional because it gives $1.2 billion in subsidies for both teams to stay in the state of Missouri.
All right, we're continuing our coverage this morning as police are searching for the suspect behind the shooting death of 2 men outside a grocery store in Kansas City. That shooting happened Saturday morning at El Mercado Fresco off Longview Road. When officers arrived, they say that they found Gande Salame dead. A memorial now sits in front of the store in his honor, and it's the only Hispanic grocery store in the area. People who knew Salame say he played a huge part in meeting the needs of the community.
It doesn't look like we have that sound.
All right. Well, then to continue on, though, police do say that Salamed and another man were killed in the shooting after some sort of altercation, but it's unclear what escalated the situation into violence. But if you do have any information on the situation, please call 911.
Alrighty, and moving along, Overland Park Police, they are getting a big tech upgrade. The City Council approved a more than $22 million contract. KCTV5's Chandler Watkins, she talked with the police chief, I should say, and council members about what they'll do with that money.
Approval means OPPD will be getting new technology from Axon, such as drones and body-worn cameras with built-in AI.
The officer is going to actually be able to use their body camera for live real-time translation so they can communicate with residents no matter where they're from.
Police Chief Doreen Jokerst acknowledges that when police departments bring in new technology, there may be some concerns by the community on how data may be shared and stored.
When we look at best practices for policies, we work with our community, work with our constituents, and we also work with organizations to make sure that we're putting forth together something that's in the best interest of our community.
Overland Park residents can expect to see this technology integrated into the police department before the end of the year. Reporting in Overland Park, Chandler Watkins, KCTV5 News.
And we want to turn to something now you may have seen all over social media over the weekend. Worlds of Fun says that tickets from Saturday's Halloween Haunt will be honored through November 1st to make up for this, what you see right here on your screen. These were the moments of panic from that night. Crowds thought they heard gunfire, but police and park officials later confirmed no shots were fired.
Kansas City leaders, they're focusing on making Broadway Boulevard between 31st and 43rd Streets safer for all of us. Today, they'll look at adding a bike lane, reducing total driving lanes from 5 to 3. KCTV5's Gabby Luma joins us along that corridor where studies showed dangerous crash trends.
I'm KCTV5's Gabby Luma here along the Broadway Boulevard corridor, which is set to see some changes. Now, the city of Kansas City calling this project the Broadway Boulevard Road Diet. What it's going to do is take 5 lanes down to 3. It'll have one lane go northbound and southbound. They'll have a turning lane, but there'll also be a 2-way bike lanes for anyone taking a bike over here. It'll also just help make this corridor a bit safer for not only bikers, but pedestrians and drivers as well. From 29th to 31st Street, experts say that is a top priority high injury area. There have been 5 deadly crashes along Broadway Boulevard, plenty other serious crashes. Again, this project is just aiming at making this area a bit safer.
Alrighty, and visitors to the Nelson Atkins may notice fewer shuttlecocks on display. The 18-foot, 5,000-pound sculptures are being restored and repainted ahead of next year's World Cup. They'll be taken apart bit by bit, I should say, and each one takes about 2 months to make good as new.
These pieces will look so much better when they're painted. If you go look at the piece down here and compare, if it were still here, you can go ahead and see what a dramatic difference it really makes.
The last restoration took about 4 years to finish all 4 sculptures, but this time the goal is just under a year, and that countdown is
Yeah, I didn't even know those were called shuttlecocks. I thought they were called birdies.
Oh, wow.
Like when you play badminton.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, it's a huge week here for us at KCTV5 as we get ready for a massive opportunity to connect with the Kansas City community. So over the last couple of weeks, you've probably seen crews testing out the brand new lights on our broadcast tower downtown. Look at that. That's a preview right there. So this week, those lights will officially turn on. KCTV5 will relight the iconic tower with 96 energy efficient LED lights that have been carefully placed all around the tower. Now, much like many of the high rises around the city, it will change colors based on what's happening with our sports teams and big events around the metro. And of course, it will help welcome hundreds of thousands visiting for the World Cup. And you can catch all of the action Thursday night starting at 9 p.m. You'll get to see the tower officially relit. Plus, you get to find out all the history and the work that it took to make it a prominent fixture in our skyline as we get ready to light it up once again. And we got a little bit of a preview over the weekend.
Saturday night, I believe.
Yeah, it was
Saturday?
really cool. Yep,
yeah,
I
it was
think
beautiful, and it actually looked exactly like that, what you
Yeah.
just saw in that video, the different colors, because it was like a pink or a red, but it was really, really nice. So I'm excited for the real thing to happen this week. We're just a few days away.
Yes,
so
we are.
Definitely something to look forward to. Something to also look forward to is our weather. But we will leave that up to meteorologist Warren Sears. He has your weather update coming up after the break.
Hi everybody, I'm First Warren 5 meteorologist Warren Sears. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday so far. Definitely a mild start to the day, a little bit on the humid side as well. Both the warmth and the humidity will help later today to help spark a few thunderstorms. And then we also have some other rain chances with a bigger storm system that passes through the region on Wednesday and Thursday. And then generally the big weather feature is the fact that we're going to cool down as well, back at least close to normal for this time of the year. So after you get through the 90s on Tuesday afternoon, you'll be done, at least for a while. I can't completely rule out another little surge later this month or into early October, but at least the next week we will be clear of 90s. So let's talk through your forecast. The scattered rain chances definitely are welcome. We need the moisture bad. It is very dry out there, and we'll have a few opportunities. One is Tuesday afternoon. This is a pretty scarce chance. It's pretty minimal, but there could be a few downpours that pop up around the area and give a select few communities some good heavy rain. But it's a small window. I would say probably about 3 to 6 p.m. looks to be the better chance for that to happen on Tuesday. We have a first warn in place because it looks like a few of those cells could form maybe closer to the Kansas City metro. I'm not worried about severe weather at this point, severe thunderstorms, but again, a couple of downpours, a couple of noisy thunderstorms on the table. Then Wednesday and Thursday, in my opinion, these look to be better chances. It's a larger system, and it is a bit more of a widespread chance, not just for a select few communities. I think more of us will have the chance for some rain on Wednesday and Thursday. The first ones are in place because there could be some impacts to some of your drives or just daily routines. Now, Wednesday, I think the morning and lunch time frame is dry. Once we roll into the afternoon and evening, there will be some spotty waves of rain and maybe even a few thunderstorms as well. That will be the trend through Thursday. So it is not going to rain every second of Wednesday and Thursday, but both days do have some decent chances kind of for some rounds to come through, broken rounds of spotty rain and spotty thunderstorms to watch for. So let's just go ahead and go in order here. So current radar is clear. We are just dealing with some cloud coverage in the mid to upper levels today, and for the most part I'm expecting to stay dry through lunch and into the early afternoon. Current temperatures right now are right at 73, so it's warming pretty quickly. We have a south breeze just about 5 miles per hour. I expect to go to from 73 to 91 later on today, so again, one more day of lower 90s. Our high temperature normals this time of the year fall off rapidly. We were just at 81 3 days ago, and now we're down to 79. So this is generally not common to get lower 90s around this time of the year. 91 could feel as hot as 94, 95 out there for Tuesday afternoon. Again, it's a pretty hot day, and we will definitely enjoy some cooler temps later this week. Now, if you're going to the Royals game, there's a 30% chance, especially early on, tailgating and right around first pitch, for a pop-up thunderstorm. We hopefully won't have to deal with that. I think we should be good, but I just want to give you that small chance. Make sure that you're aware of that. But we'll go from the mid-80s to about 77 by the end of the game. South breeze through most of our day, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So let me show you what radar could look like. By 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock here, this higher resolution computer model does have a cell or two closer to the Kansas City metro and the 435 loop. So again, we've seen this consistently firing up near state line. So that is why we have the first warn on. Coverage-wise, it's not overly widespread. This is pretty minimal and pretty isolated, but again, due to the chance of getting one or two of these near Kansas City, we're going to keep the first one on there. And then it looks like a lot of the activities favoring kind of state line and then on the Missouri side to fire up into about 4 or 5 and then 6 o'clock. After we get closer to sunset and then after sunset, this will all shut off. So this is just basically driven by warm temperatures from the sun and then also some moisture that we have in place. There's no fronts or anything coming through, no upper level system that's coming through like we'll see the next 2 days. That will have a lot more support for more widespread rain. So 91 out there on Tuesday, 86 on Wednesday, starting to trend in the right direction. and then 79 on your Thursday. More showers kind of off and on Wednesday afternoon through Thursday. Again, a couple of thunderstorms could be found within that. So we'll be watching that closely. I know we really, really need the rain, and so let me show you some of our latest computers on kind of what they're spitting out in terms of rain and coverage and timing. So Wednesday morning, as I mentioned, starts dry. Here's lunch. After lunch and into the early afternoon, we'll have spotty rain, broken thunderstorms coming in from the west. So this is a west to east movement here. You'll notice more cloud coverage later in the day as well. But I keep using the word spotty, and I think that's exactly what this is going to be. Very broken activity. There will be some thunderstorms, but it's not going to be soaking rain for hours and hours for everybody kind of an event. So 20 miles down the road, they might be getting a thunderstorm and you might be dry. It's that kind of a setup. So generally, I think the afternoon and evening on Wednesday does still feature, though, a better chance for us to get some rain and thunderstorms. This will continue to push to the east as we get into the overnight. And so a couple of different waves here. As I mentioned, there will be many dry hours, but there will also be multiple batches of rain and rumbles that come through. So it is not a washout of a Wednesday, nor is it a washout of a Thursday, but we do have enough confidence here to have rain in the region and on radar kind of throughout that time frame. That's why we have the first warns in place. Hopefully no impacts to the commutes, but that's something we'll be watching for. Thursday morning, this specific computer indicates some rain, mainly south of I-70 to start the day. And then into the evening on Thursday, in my opinion, right now, looks to be a little bit of a better chance to pick up some more moisture here. And then that specific system, by about midnight, is starting to push off to our east. As far as rainfall goes, I don't know. I'm sure I don't need to tell you this. We are very dry. Things are getting crunchy, crispy out there. The grass is very brown. Since August 1st, we're about 5 inches drier than where we normally sit. So we need the rain after a very wet July. It has been super dry since then. So August all the way through now mid-September, we've not picked up much. So we're only at a couple of tenths of an inch of rain in September so far. So we really need it. We need any drop we can get. This isn't an overly well-producing rain event, I don't think. But by the end of the day on Friday, we could see anywhere up to an inch, I think, on the higher end. More likely a quarter to a half inch out there because all of this is so spotty, and it'll probably come through real broken. But if you can pick up a thunderstorm or two, that would be where you can really get some good numbers from this. So hopefully as some of the rain and thunderstorms come in, they can park over your area for a little while and you can pick up maybe closer to an inch. But generally, I think that is a pretty healthy forecast. Some of our computers are spitting out more than that. I'm just not overly sold that we're actually going to have that much moisture available in the atmosphere. There's a lot of dry air that gets pulled into these types of systems that we're going to be seeing. So nonetheless, I think a quarter to a half inch is a good forecast, and then anything greater than that would be in isolated pockets. One thing that's also impacting that the drought is impacting is our fall colors. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of our trees are starting to turn, and they actually really shouldn't be. It's only September 16th, and usually we start getting them to turn in a few weeks, but peak at the end of October and early November. So there's an issue when we have stress on the trees with a lack of rainfall. The dryness can decrease some production and also some photosynthesis production. So that is an issue. And that's why we're starting to see some of those leaves turn a little bit early, and especially in the maples, I've noticed a lot of the leaves are turning. Browning, wilting, and dropping of foliage is occurring as well. So you could try and help your trees out by watering them at least once a week, increase frequency in your dry periods, and then water near your canopy's outer edge. Those are a few tips that we found. So thanks to meteorologist Stevie Stevenson for finding out this information. Hopefully that helps. Can get your trees to be a bit more vibrant this fall. Here's a look at your Security Bank 7-day forecast. We've got temperatures in the 90s Tuesday, 80s Wednesday, and then back to the 70s and low 80s through the rest of this 7-day. Now, next Monday is the start of fall, and we're going 83 for that forecast. So not overly hot or cold once we can get through Tuesday. temperatures much more tolerable and multiple different rain chances even after the first warn's in. We'll watch Friday, and then Sunday and Monday looks to be a bigger system. We're just not overly confident on timing just yet, so that's why we don't have a first warn. But I do think that we'll probably end up adding a first warn for either Sunday or Monday, but still, it's kind of a ways out. So we'll continue to watch that for you. Aside from that, enjoy your day. If you're a summer lover, you'll enjoy this afternoon. If not, we have some nicer, cooler temperatures soon on the horizon. All right, everyone, take care, and we will see you at noon on KCTV5.
It is Tuesday, which means it's time for What's Trending. Thanks for joining us here at the live desk. You have Janae, I'm here, and Evening.
Good morning.
Girl.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, so how's your day so far?
Man, it's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
I don't know how you guys get up this early in the morning. I am
Are you still doing the morning show?
I'm doing the morning show. Today is the last day, but you want to know what? Always when I hype it up and I say it's the last day, the next day she's like, oh, I need you to fill in for me again. So I'm not going to say
We're going to knock on
anything.
wood. We're going to knock on
our
wood.
world, girl.
Exactly. 2 a.m. I was up and trying to make it do what it do.
Yeah,
Well,
because
you
I saw
don't look like it. You look
yeah,
fresh.
you look
Neither
good.
do you guys look fantastic.
I saw your Instagram stories yesterday, and I'm like, oh, she is killing it. Like,
Yeah.
I would get up, because I don't typically listen to the radio, but I would get up to listen to the music that you're playing.
Well, thank
Because
you.
I was like,
Thank
okay,
you.
she's getting me in the mood.
I got to get people hyped.
Have to. Okay, so let's talk about this past weekend. There's a lot going on. Taylor Swift, once again, in the headlines.
Yeah, I actually did go to the game. It was the home opener.
Yeah.
Everybody was looking for Taylor, and I'm not even going to lie. I was on the side where she typically sits, and I was looking back like, where's my girl? Where's my girl?
Yeah.
And she was nowhere to be found. I was on Instagram, and I saw People magazine had posted that she actually was in the building, and I said, where? because they were hiding her well. And then I saw some posts of a video, and there was a mobile wall, and allegedly Taylor Swift was behind the mobile wall. I did stop and I asked a police officer where Taylor Swift was, or if he could confirm or deny if she was in the building. He said yes, she is here, but he wasn't able to tell me exactly where she was. But there are several theories as to why she didn't show up. One is that she's pregnant, which I do not believe.
A shotgun wedding?
A shotgun wedding, but I'd be excited about that. Let's just go ahead and bring out the babies. But yeah, that's one rumor, that she is pregnant. Another rumor is a new haircut. I don't think so. But also you have to think she is rolling out a new album, so maybe she could be trying to sport a new do. I don't think so,
But you gotta hide behind a mobile wall. You could put a hat on for that.
Well, then the next thing is security.
Or a wig.
They said that it was a bulletproof
or a
wall, or a wig. But then the next rumor was security, the mobile wall. I know, I believe it was back in November when she did endorse the candidate for her liking, that she was getting several death threats. But even after that, she still went to Arrowhead and everything was safe. There's been there could be for backlash that she is hiding, because remember, she got a lot of backlash when she started appearing at the games. So there's a lot of things. Overexposure. What do you guys think?
I don't think it has anything to do with backlash for going to the games. How many games has she been to? Like you said, we just saw all the clips just now up there on the screen.
Yeah.
It's really fishy.
It is very fishy. I want to think that she might not want to overexpose herself. The new album is coming out. Somebody told me it's like 73 days. No, not 73 days. I think it's more like 2 weeks that the album is going to be coming out. So I do understand there was a lot of hoopla around the engagement, and I can't imagine being them and all of the attention that's surrounding them. And
they've been to Arrowhead since they went to the Nebraska game.
But you know what? I was thinking about this, Evanie, since you were at the game. I was wondering if fans saw her, because I didn't even see any videos or photos like you typically do. So it's almost like she was staying away from that window area. But okay, so I have two guesses here.
Okay.
So either well, there's been a lot going on as far as like people upping their security right now following everything that happened last week in Utah. Oh my goodness, Utah. So I would say that's probably one reason. And then the other reason, the first thing my mind went to is she's pregnant. But
that's the only other thing. I feel like if you're going to be hiding yourself so intensely, and you're not somebody that has been scared in the past of like being out in public, like that's something I would expect maybe like Beyonce to do or something.
But you want to know what? My girl Cardi B is out and about, and she is doing it, and she knows how to hide a pregnancy. I'm sure that Taylor and Cardi are cool. And so, you know, Cardi could give her a few tips if that is.
Cardi's not even hiding it anymore. I saw a TikTok yesterday. She was on Jennifer Hudson's show.
I saw it too,
And she was walking down. I'm like, she's not even hiding it. You can tell that she's pregnant.
Yeah, you can tell she's pregnant. A very fertile lady.
Alrighty. So that's with Taylor Swift. We'll have to wait and see if we see her at any other games. The game this weekend.
And also, Patrick Mahomes did have an early birthday celebration at 1587, and they were photoed there with Kane Brown, his wife, Brittany, and Patrick, and also with Travis. She looked the same Taylor Swift as she always did. Hair was the same.
That's right,
Yeah, she waist still snatched, so I don't think
so. She's not pregnant. Let's go ahead and rule that out.
Yeah, rule that out.
Alrighty, but let's move on to someone who has been having a lot of kids. Nick Cannon.
Talk about fertility.
From no pregnancies to 12 pregnancies. Nick Cannon has a confession. He was on the Breakfast Club, and he is claiming that him having 12 kids is his trauma response. Trauma to what? I believe that he didn't really pinpoint his marriage to Mariah Carey, because if you remember, she is the first. Well, she was a wife, and she had two of his kids, his babies, the twins, Rock and Roe. And shortly after the babies came in 2011, they divorced. And so I don't know if it was because he was seen as Mr. Mariah Carey that he thought that, or maybe this was an ego thing. He's saying, again, it's a trauma response to, I think, not dealing with the divorce properly and getting the proper not treatment, but just, going to
Healing.
a therapy.
He's not healed.
Healing. Yeah. And so he just started having kids back to back to back. And in this interview, they asked him, if you could do it all over again, do you think that you would have 12 kids? And he was like, no, because you don't ever want to. He loves every one of his children.
Yeah.
And he did say that they were all made out of love. But 12 kids is excessive.
Oh,
and
goodness.
also you are this is, the product of all of your trauma,
Yeah.
and now 12 other people have the trauma, plus all the women that
Right.
carried your children. I think that that's very unfair. I'm an only child, so I can't even imagine having 11 other brothers and sisters. But
Yeah, from different mothers, and then also he was on a roll. Like it was back to back to back. Like Nick Cannon's having another kid.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it's like, okay, he seriously needs to seek help because
it's just
was
I
too
don't
much.
understand it. Elon Musk, Donald Trump,
Yeah.
Nick Cannon, they got all these kids, but they do have a lot of money, but also money, it can go so far. You have to nurture these children.
That time
and
you have to be
attention.
there.
Yeah. Do you guys watch Selling Sunset at all?
Yes.
That one of his baby moms was on there, and
Yes.
she's like, "Oh, we're a family" or whatever, and people just looking at her like, "Girl, you are delusional."
It's not fair to her. She's not allowed to date other people, but he can dip and do
Oh,
it with
wow.
Zip it
anything
into
he
it.
likes.
That's like Neo and his several girlfriends.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
can't talk to other
goodness.
people, but he can't. Oh, my
Make it
God.
make sense. Make it make sense.
Don't
He
even
said
get us started
that as
on
of right
Neil.
now, he is on pause from baby making,
As he
but he
should
says
be.
that he is not
You need to just go get
opposed.
fixed.
He does. He said he's not opposed, though. In about 5 years, if another woman comes along, then he will gladly.
Oh,
welcome
he's
children.
toxic.
He's very
oh my
toxic.
goodness.
Okay, after 12 years. But here's the thing. If you're going to, you're going to be Mr. Mariah Carey. She's Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And Nick, not to take away from any of his achievements or his accomplishments because he
We
has
love
done a
Drumline.
lot. Yeah. Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
Wildin'
Drumline,
Out.
Wildin'
He's an
Out,
actor,
yeah.
a comedian,
Yeah.
all those things. Even had a little music career for a while. So it's not like, he's nobody.
Right.
But
Yeah.
next to Mariah Carey,
You are Mr. Mariah
There's no
Carey.
comparison.
That relationship traumatized him for sure.
or maybe he has mommy issues. I don't know.
Maybe, but he was like, I don't know. It sounds like his family life was pretty solid. I think that his family, like his mom and dad, came from like a 35+ year marriage.
Well, Mariah
so
did him in then.
I guess so. I don't know what's going on over there.
Because she's moved on. She's doing
Yeah.
her thing.
Isn't she dating like a dancer now or something?
She's
Or is that old
actually
news?
dating Anderson .Paak. That's
Yes,
the
she is.
rumor. Yeah.
She is.
Remember
Yeah,
she
but
sued
that's
that last guy she was engaged to for wasting her time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was like some type of inconvenience. I was like, you girl. And she won too.
Yes, she did.
I was like, wow.
She is amazing. We love Mariah. Okay, moving on to Lil Nas X. What's the update with him?
Okay, so update is he is entering an inpatient treatment program. The judge has modified the conditions of his arrest. He was supposed to, honestly, I believe that they were going to sentence him because I remember he was out on bail. I think it was like $75,000, something like that. But I know that he had to spend the night over the weekend in jail. And when he got out, he was like, your girl is traumatized. And so
Yes, I
he
remember
is
that
out,
video.
and he said that that's not the life that he is trying to pursue. I don't know who would want to go to jail because a lot of people
sure
were
don't.
Yeah.
saying like, hey, this is a publicity stunt. He is known for trying to pull these little publicity stunts and his little shenanigans. But if you recall a few weeks ago, he was walking the streets of LA in cowboy boots and his tidy whities, and everybody thought that he was under the influence of something, but his father has come forward and he's been a really, really big advocate for his son Lil Nas X, saying that no, it wasn't any type of substance. He's having a mental breakdown, and jail is not a place if somebody's dealing with mental issues for them to be. It's just going to heighten that. And so I think it's great that he is entering an inpatient treatment program, but he is facing 3 felony counts and 1 count of resisting arrest. But his father is being very persistent, saying that it was a mental breakdown.
Well, that's great that he has that support.
Yeah.
Anybody who's going through mental health challenges needs, that family backing, I think, to really get them through, or just people surrounding them. So that's really good, I think.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
have to wonder who were his friends in LA that allowed him to leave the house
He
and
don't got
His
Nice.
security guard, anyone. Because what time did
Crazy.
this happen? Do we know?
It was in the middle of the night,
the
wasn't
wee
it?
hours of the morning.
Oh,
It had to have been
goodness.
2 a.m. Probably the hours that you guys wake up.
We probably saw him driving into work.
Yeah, I'd be like, boy, you don't need to do this. Get in my car. I'll take you somewhere. somewhere.
Yeah.
But who was recording him? Did we ever find
Yeah,
that out?
I was going to say that. I don't appreciate that.
I didn't
because
appreciate that either, because I kind of thought when I first saw that video that it was an inside job, and then they leaked it. It could have been a fan, but honestly, if I'm driving down the road, I am not going to know that that's Lil Nas
I would not
X.
either.
I would keep going. I don't want any
I
parts
might
of
look
this.
at him and be like, "What's going on there?" But I
Right.
wouldn't pick him out.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't know. I would not know that was.
But
him.
it's just wanting to post something to get the views and
they got
to,
it.
you know, have things like People Magazine or whatever reaching out to you
Right.
and they pay for that stuff.
and getting
do.
paid for it.
Yeah.
So
They do, so they got a big payday.
oh goodness. Well, glad he is getting the help that he needs, and also I'm glad that he has people around him like his dad who's really speaking up for him and offering, like Taylor said, that support. Okay, so I do want to move on to this one because I saw it this morning, but I kind of just went right past it. So tell us a little bit more about the Bieber family.
Okay, so believe it or not, Justin and Haley are celebrating 7 years of marriage.
That's
They've been married for 7 years.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. It said celebrating 7 years, so it could be that 7 years all the way together. Because remember, they dated for a while and then
Yeah.
they got married. Because I feel like they've only been married for 4
Yeah, it
years.
doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah, but I did see that it was 7-year anniversary, and this is actually the Bieber family values, and I guess this is what they abide by in their household. It's 10. I want to say commandments, but I guess 10 of their values, and some of them are: we value rest as worship, we value longevity and sustainable pace of life, and we value human beings and believe in their dignity and eternal worth. So that's just a few of
love
the Bieber
that.
family lifestyle. And you know, there's been a lot of speculation of whether or not Haley and Justin are still strong and together and still in love, but you know, they I feel like if couples have to show on social media all the time to validate their love, that there is something going on, but also they're in the public spotlight, and I don't know what they're going through, but I'm just wishing them the best, and I do hope that they stay together forever and ever.
I think
is
that
so
they're still
wholesome.
strong. Yeah, no, I still think they're strong. And honestly, I think that because when so many people were attacking this man, which he could have been dealing with mental health issues as well, right before his album came out, she was still standing by his side. So
Yeah, that's marriage.
I'm a believer, always have been, so always will be. So I think they're still strong, and I love this. The Bieber family. What do you want to call this?
Values.
Commandments?
Is that what you
The
said?
Values.
I wanted to call it the Bieber family values.
Okay. Well, I am obsessed with that. I think that's good.
Yeah, I might have to create me some little values.
Put it
for
in your
my
kitchen.
household.
Create a little frame. So also, Justin just posted this not too long ago as well. He's going to be performing at Coachella.
Yes, congratulations to Justin Bieber. That's a long time coming. Coachella is a major deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sabrina
so-
Carpenter and Carol G.
I just
Karol
started
G.
listening to her.
Who?
I saw, Sabrina Carpenter.
You better stop.
What?
She wasn't nice to me.
Oh, I'm like, sorry. I wish the camera would have been on that. You should have seen my facial expression. I'm like, what? Is it something she said?
No, I actually did go out to dinner with her, and we were with a friend, and I was sitting right next to her, like how you and I
Yeah.
are, and I was talking to her, but turn your head straight. I was talking, and she stayed like that. So
I would never do you like that.
Thank you. She didn't
Even he
really
said, "You
acknowledge
better
me.
stop."
You better stop. Yeah, she didn't really acknowledge me, and I mean, it shows a lot when nobody can do for you and how you treat them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Sabrina, come on.
It was quite a few years ago. Maybe she has grown up and evolved, but I mean, that's how you treat people. She's been famous for a long time.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I have it in me though to go to Coachella. I went to one music festival, and by the end, my body felt like it was hit by a semi. Like
believe
it's
it.
for the strong.
Yeah.
I've never been to a festival, but I mean, since I work in radio and the music industry, I like to do it in a bougie way. So,
Get where you have a seat. You have a place to
yes.
sit down and some air conditioning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I would go to.
No, I enjoy
Just
watching
the
Beyonce
headliners.
that one year.
That would be the only reason why I would go, because I'm looking at the rest of the artists and I don't even know who they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be standing there
Sexy
for a long
Red.
time. And
Where?
She's right there. I see Sexy Red.
I saw Sexy Red, and I was a little scared. It was just like Travis Scott. I was like, I think I need to leave early. We don't know what's about to pop off
Well,
when
because
the
Travis
show is
Scott
over.
is where people got trampled, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thank
He
you.
Absolutely.
is killing me. Oh my. And I was scared. Okay, so Evany, remind our viewers where they can follow you on social media.
Yes, you can follow me on X, Instagram, and TikTok at It's Bingy Baby. You can listen to me on Power 105.1 tomorrow. I'll be back in my regular time slot, 10 until 3. We got a lot of things. Fly away to the One Music Festival in Atlanta. I have Brandy and Monica Market tickets, Renaissance Festival tickets,
Oh,
Oktoberfest
goodness.
tickets. I got
All
it
the
all.
tickets.
I
She
got it
get
all.
some tickets. You get
I
some
got
tickets.
it.
She's booked and busy.
I
Ebony,
am.
thank you so much for joining us here at the live desk, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you.